Lionel Messi is embarking on what will almost certainly be his last FIFA World Cup adventure as Argentina trades tackles with Saudi Arabia. It is also Argentina's first tournament since the passing of Diego Maradona, hero of the triumph in Mexico back in 1986. In an interview with FIFA, Messi admitted that it would be strange not having Maradona in Qatar supporting the team. But Arai sports correspondent Aron Akerejola is currently in Qatar, and he joins us now for an update. Aron, it's good to see you. From what we understand, a match is currently going on between Argentina and Saudi Arabia, and we understand that Argentina has scored 2 goals and Saudi has 1. Please tell us what's happening with that, as well as the highlights of the matches that took place yesterday.
Okay. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Vimba. It's been first of all, the weather here has been clement. Lovely weather to play football, and you've mentioned Argentina's talisman, Lionel Messi's last dance, and more importantly, let's actually just tell you that Argentina decided to start with a very, very attacking-minded lineup, understanding that Martinez, Angel Di Maria, and Lionel Messi leading the attack in the midfield, Paredes, Gomez, and Rodrigo de Paul in the midfield. But I must tell you that we were expecting a blowout in this particular game between Argentina and Saudi Arabia, but football could be a cruel game. And as it stands, because Lionel Messi decided to take the initiative in the 10th minute, slotted in a penalty kick. And as it stands right now, in the second half of the game, Saudi Arabia has turned this game on its head. Having Ronaldo, the man who is famed for doing great things with African teams, has taken Saudi Arabia to another level. They've qualified for the World Cup, and right now, with 56 minutes having been played, the biggest shock of the World Cup is appearing, and that is the fact that Saudi Arabia is beating Argentina. Lionel Messi will come under sharp criticism because they expect a man who is arguably one of the greatest players of all time not rising to the occasion enough to help his team deliver what will be 3 points in this particular group. Will be a big shocker. But that's the World Cup so far. We have some other games later on today from Group C, as Mexico will be taking on Poland, and Denmark against Tunisia, another African team in the offing, and France, the defending champions, take on Australia. But let's cast our mind back to what was a troubled match day 2 of the FIFA World Cup here in Qatar. England blew out Iran 6-2, and Bukayo Saka getting the brace. 5 players from the Three Lions setup all getting their first goals in the FIFA World Cup. You look at that, and it was quite instructive. But the coach of the side, Gareth Southgate, has said he didn't like the end of the match because England conceded 2 goals late on, a penalty, and another beautiful deft finish from the Iranians. Talking about the Iranians, they decided to finally heed to the call of the people back at home and several people around the world who have been saying that the players had refused to speak and talk about all the abuses and all the issues that is plaguing Iran at the moment. But the players decided to actually make a statement, but decided to refuse to sing the national anthem. Although back at home in Iran, the networks decided to probably not zoom in on the players because they saw this as an act of shame, and we know that they might be reprimanded for that particular action. But in the meantime, those watching on the sidelines celebrated these players for being brave and speaking up for the late Marsha Amini, who was also celebrated in the 22nd minute, to pitify her birthday, to pitify her age 22, when she was actually brutally killed, or she died in the hands of morality police some few weeks ago. So at the moment, politics still dominating this particular World Cup. Before the game, the FIFA authorities had told 7 of the captains from the European teams who were planning to don the One Love armband, that if they do that before the blast of the whistle, they will be given a yellow card. And that is a very, very serious line to actually cross, because pressure will be on you. It's almost a dire straits looking at how it played out. So several captains, including Hurricane on the day, decided not to don that One Love armband to the excitement of the host, talking about Qatar, who have decided to crack down on any kind of protest for the LGBTQ community here in Qatar. I must tell you, matches have been dominated by politics, but more importantly, for the games yesterday, the Teranga Lions of Senegal succumbing to 2 late goals to Netherlands, and that was a very, very big downer. They're clearly talking about the Teranga Lions of Senegal missing Sadio Mane. I wish he was there to probably put an icing on the cake, but Alusi said the coach of the side will need to dig deep. They are Africa's best team, and they will be hoping to do the continent proud by coming to this Mundial and giving a very, very good performance for themselves. And also talk about the game USA versus Wales. Yesterday, the US national team saw Timothy Weah opening the scoreline for them. They thought for a very long time this will be the winner. But it's unfortunate that Gareth Bale on the day engineered the penalty, scored the penalty, and ensured for the first time in 64 years the Welsh team will go into a game and not lose that particular fixture. So they're scoring their first goal in 64 years for the Welsh team, or the Dragons as they like to be called. It was a feisty affair yesterday. We are expecting more today with the defending champions. France, without key players in N'Golo Kante, Paul Pogba, Karim Benzema, and quite a number of them missing from this particular squad. How will they cope? Didier Deschamps, the coach of the side, says he's not under pressure and he has the players to prosecute this World Cup. Can they mount a tighter defense? We'll have to wait and see later on this evening when France takes on the Socceroos of Australia.
Now, of course, yesterday was a bit of a disappointing start for Africa, but we've got another Africa game coming up today with Tunisia taking on Denmark. What's the feel on the ground around that?
The Danish coach has been speaking ahead of the match, and he's confident they should be able to crush Tunisia. I'm hoping that Tunisia actually does us proud and actually rises to the occasion. This is a World Cup of many firsts, and we are hoping to see African teams progress, maybe 2 or 3 progress out of the group stages into the knockout phases of this particular competition. Tunisia are not the biggest name when it comes to African football, but they are a formidable outfit, and we know they've got the chops to make it happen. But can they go against this Danish side and get all 3 points, or maybe even a solitary point?
And now, Aaron, so many superstars, so many big names missing from this year's World Cup, as you pointed out earlier. And, any new stars that we should be looking out on, any new names that you think are going to break through as new stars?
All right, we can't. The names that have actually shown like a million stars so far in this tournament has to come from the 3 Lions of England. Bukayo Saka, the Arsenal fans in England will know him. He's been a talisman for them in the last 2-3 seasons, and he's carried that rich vein of form into this particular World Cup. He scored 2 goals on the day yesterday, and he will be hoping to build on that. Another man they're saying is almost like a Steven Gerrard reborn is the young star Jude Bellingham. He plays his club football for Borussia Dortmund. He had a game to remember in their opener against Iran yesterday. He was a man that literally showed that he had wisdom beyond his years. He had experience beyond his years, and he just bossed the entire midfield. People loved him for that. He actually opened the floodgates for the goals to actually come in, and people are saying that as it stands, he might just be the stand-up player for the year. But you and I know this. They are still looking forward to the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Lionel Messi has already gotten a goal. Of course, you cannot take that away from him. And this duo will be hoping to make a splash, because invariably, this is their final World Cup. Will this be the last hurrah, and a big one of that? We'll have to wait and see.
Indeed. Very well analyzed. Arise correspondent live from Qatar, Aron Akerejola. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. We appreciate your time.